And that's perfect lighting that you have there, Mr. Bell. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself, okay? We're going to go on the record on your case.
Yes, ma'am.
Ready, David? This is cause number 2021 CR 2704, the state of Texas versus Kadarian D'Angelo Bell. Attorneys, please make your announcements for the record.
Samuel Lyles for the state, Your Honor.
James Tochi for Mr. Bell.
Mr. Bell is appearing by video conference and has consented to the plea by Zoom. Mr. Bell, if you could please tell me your full name for the record.
Name is Kadarian D'Angelo Bell.
Okay. I do have your agreement signed where you agree to proceed by Zoom. That's what you want to do, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. On the screen, I have the true bill of indictment. It alleges the offense of assault, family, choking, strangulation, alleged to have occurred January 13th, 2021. State, are we proceeding as charged?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is a third-degree felony. Mr. Bell, it is punishable by confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, the Institutional Division, for any period between 2 and 10 years confinement. It also carries a possible fine of up to $10,000. Do you understand the range of punishment that applies?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to a jury trial on this charge. You also have the right to remain silent, and you have the right to cross-examine the witnesses against you. All of those rights are explained to you in this document I have on the screen. Do you understand those constitutional rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you sign this document, what you're telling me is that you want to give up those rights. Is that what you intend to do today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this your electronic signature above the words Kadarian Bell, defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you were not a citizen, I'm still required to tell you that a plea of guilty or no contest to this charge could result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Mr. Bell, are you satisfied with the representation of your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tochi, does your client have a rational and factual understanding of the proceedings against him?
I believe that he does.
Has he been able to assist you in the preparation of any defenses?
Yes.
I have one question.
Not yet. Hold on. I'm not done with this. And in your opinion, is he mentally competent to waive his rights and enter into a plea?
Yes, he is.
I will accept the waiver and make it part of the record. What is your question?
Taking this plea, I won't be able to get a passport. A lot.
You have to talk to your attorney about that.
Okay.
I want, Mr. Bell, I want to go over this case with you. This plea bargain, I apologize. By the way, on the issue of the passport, I'm going to let your attorney answer that, but I routinely let people travel while they're on probation, just so you know.
Thank you.
Let's go over the plea bargain agreement. It calls for a recommendation of deferred adjudication for a period of 3 years. The $1,500 fine is fully probated. The state is going to dismiss the pending matter, the violation of protective order. There's going to be an affirmative finding of family violence by agreement, and you have to take the batterer's intervention prevention course. We're going to do a TAP evaluation, 50 hours community service, and no contact with Alexis Walker. You have to take a parenting class as well. Is that your understanding of the agreement that you made, Mr. Bell?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Tochi, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, it is, Judge.
Mr. Lyles, is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bell, what is your plea to the charge of assault by choking or strangulation? Is it guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
I think I pleaded no contest on the paperwork.
I believe so too. Yeah, no contest. Are you entering a plea of no contest because you have talked about this matter with your attorney and you believe this is in your best interest to do so?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you doing this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you? Hang on. Has anyone forced you to enter a plea
No, ma'am.
or offered you anything in exchange for your plea?
No, Your Honor.
I will accept your plea of no contest. I find the plea is voluntarily made, and I will ask the state to tender its proof.
State offers State Exhibit 1 along with attachments.
I was told I could just see my son after these classes. So
Um,
I have no objection to the introduction of State's Exhibit 1, and I can address these issues.
well, is his son Alexis Walker? Because there's no, who is Alexis Walker?
No, that is the complaining witness, Judge. Him and Ms. Walker share a child. I will address it at the appropriate time with the court.
Okay, well, nothing in this plea bargain prohibits you from contacting your son. If there's a separate order in a family court or CPS or something separate from here, I am not restricting you from seeing your son according to this plea bargain agreement. Okay, but I will, let me read the facts and then we can reconvene after that. Give me just a minute. State's Exhibit 1 is admitted. Mr. Tochi, are you satisfied the state complied with Article 3914?
I am, Judge.
I will sign that discovery acknowledgement and make it part of the record. Give me just a minute to, is there any protective orders, state, or anything else going on the civil side with regards to this case?
I don't believe there is a protective order, Judge. Nothing, no protective order on our side. I'm not sure if there is custody or any orders like that, but we don't have a protective order.
There is a civil protective order in place. I have a copy of it. And so there's just a couple things that just need to get addressed with regard to the contact.
Can you send me that while I read this?
The protective order?
Mm-hmm.
I can.
Yeah, thank you. I'll wait for it. Thanks. Does anybody need to announce?
Yeah, I'm here, Your Honor.
Hi, Mr. Kimbrough.
I still got one Garcia on there. Sorry. I was in the 187th and they made me put my client's name on there, but that's not my client. My client is Clarissa Hernandez.
Yes, sir. She's here. She's here. She's wearing that mask and a hat.
Okay.
So you can confer with her.
Yeah, let me confer with her briefly.
Okay. Anyone else need to announce?
Judge, good morning. We conferred with Gretchen on Gabriel Noriega, Judge. As of right now, we'd like to leave it in the trial docket. I know I mentioned script we have set on that week that you wanted to set us on. I'm not sure if there's any flexibility on that. If there isn't, then we'll have to figure something else out.
Well, how long is it going to take to try?
Don't know, Judge. Maybe 3 days.
You're muted, Gretchen.
I would say 3 days.
Correct, Judge.
So we can get it done the week of the 18th. Before your trip.
Yes, Judge.
And when do you leave?
I leave the 28th.
Well, that's fine. That we will be done before you have to leave.
Yes, Judge. No
Okay.
issue with that.
All right. I don't need to put you on the call docket, right? You guys are ready for trial?
Correct, Judge.
My understanding was that defense was going to talk to their client. I didn't get a response.
Correct, Judge.
My understanding was defense wanted to go over some additional information with him and make sure that there's nothing that we can all agree on.
That's fine. I'm going to leave that up to you guys to wrap up, but I'm going to give you April 18th. So you can stay and confer, or you can
I'll reach out to her
later.
I have her private cell phone, Judge. I can reach her.
Oh, the private one.
Or the personal.
I don't even have a private one. There's a private one?
Yes, you do, Judge.
I'm like, oh, there's like
I
a
give my
VIP.
number out like it's candy.
You're fine, Judge.
All right, see you guys later. Does anyone else need to announce so I can go and read the steps?
Judge Ruben Flores.
Hang on, Mr. Flores. Ms. Sawyers, yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor, we have a plea. I believe all the documents have been received, but I just wanted to let you know we're ready, I believe, when you are.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Flores?
Judge, I have something that's off your docket, so I don't know if you want to entertain it now or later.
It would have to be later. Do you want to log back in about an hour?
I'll do that, Judge.
But tell me your guy's name. What is it about the ignition interlock?
That's the one, Judge. Abraham Acuna.
Right. Bianca, what's the update on that? I thought you sent the stuff over to probation and I just wanted him on a portable monitor.
No, Judge, he has two vehicles and he had interlock on both of them. He sold one, so we're just trying to take off the interlock on the car that he sold.
Yes.
He's still got interlock on the other vehicle.
Yeah, Bianca, tell him to send me an order removing that on the car that he sold and keep it on the car he currently has.
Yes, Judge.
We'll take care of it, Ruben.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, I'm gonna take a break to read this text.
Jim, just a heads up, Santiago Perez did log in.
Okay. I need to visit with Gretchen on that one.
Who has the Marvin Morales case?
Hello, Frank McElroy. That's me.
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out
Travis.
what TA. Okay. I'll hold on.
Travis.
Travis, I put him in your room.
Are you guys ready to go back on the record, or do you want to still, Mr. Tochi, talk about this off the record? It's up to you.
I'm okay being on the record, Judge. There's not a whole lot that I was going to talk about, just what I've already said.
Yeah, all right, let's go on back on the record. I do find the evidence is sufficient to substantiate your guilt, Mr. Bell. I am not going to make any other findings. I'm going to grant the application for deferred adjudication for a period of 3 years. $1,500 fine is fully probated. The state will reject JN number 203-6747. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. We'll talk about the BIPP course because you were already ordered to have completed that. TAP evaluation, 50 hours community service, no contact order with Alexis Walker, and a parenting class. Did you complete the BIPP course already?
No, I have received counseling from a lawyer that told me not to take that course because it would admit to my guilt in the case.
Okay, well, the protective order orders you to have completed it by October. So you're just now going to start it as a result of this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'm not your lawyer, but according to the protective order, that has to be completed first. And then you are supposed to start having some sort of access in March of this year, after 1 year had passed of the protective order being signed. So
I haven't been having the best counsel. I wasn't having the best counsel last year. And like a lot of things have just really been over my head. So.
Okay, well, you have a good counsel now.
I know.
And I am telling you what I read. So I thought you had already completed it. So you do have to complete it through this probation.
Judge, I had the exact same dialogue, and I don't know who was representing him, but apparently his previous counsel had told him, don't do that because it will impact your criminal case. And I suppose there's some credibility to that.
Well, there is some truth to that, but if you read the protective order, he already agreed to it.
I told him that this is a order signed by a district judge, I told him that. But bottom line is he's going to do it now. And I told him before you can get access to your child, that, they're going to ask that question in your civil court. So we had the exact same dialogue, Judge. And he understands, and he's now going to attempt to knock it out and understands it's a very long course.
Very demanding.
Yep.
All right.
The only other thing I wanted to add, Judge, and I should have talked to Anna about this, or maybe Sam. He's fine having no contact with Ms. Walker. However, I would ask the court to fashion something that would allow for the exchange of their child. Obviously, they're going to come into contact some way in the exchange, because my understanding is the kid share per the civil order is supposed to be ending soon, but at some point he is going to have access to that child, per a standard possession order, which means, so if you could just maybe do.
No, the kids share can be used as long as that protective order is in place, just for exchanges.
Well, that is true. However, the order, had he done what he needed to do, he would have first, third, and fifth weekends beginning in March. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. That will be subject to another court's order. But kid share is going to be removed from the picture, and he's just going to have, normal unfettered access to his child, and presumably the mother is.
What I'm trying to explain to you is that kids share is available for anybody at any time, regardless of a court order.
Okay.
Parties can agree to go and just exchange at kids share. And as long as the protective order is pending, I cannot change the type of contact he has with Alexis Walker. So not pending, but active. So this expires 2 years from March 10th, 2021. So 1 more year.
I'm just trying to ensure that we have no complications with your orders and the contact, but I guess we can cross those bridges as we get to them.
The other side of this, Mr. Bell, is that hang on, Mr. Bell, hang on, I'm talking. The other side of this is that she's also required to utilize kids share to exchange the child and make the child available to you for visitation according to the protective order. So there is a way for you to see your child, and I'm not restricting your ability to see your child. You signed off on this a year ago. So I am just telling you that what I've ordered is consistent with what this orders.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I did follow your plea bargain agreement, Mr. Kardashian, because this is a plea bargain case. I followed your plea bargain agreement. So what the law says is you do not have a right to appeal. Do you understand? Yes?
My name was misspelled and I don't have a right to appeal. What does that mean?
This case. This plea bargain that you made is not appealable because this is a plea bargain case. Do you understand?
Okay.
Let me, now you're going to go in a breakout room. You're going to start your probation. They're going to go over your conditions. Bianca, I'm going to send you the protective order so you can make it part of his conditions and his probation officer can see it. Okay.
Judge, one last thing. Mr. Bell, as a condition of pretrial bond, has a tracking only GPS monitor. I don't believe that Anna had any issues with it being removed, and
No objection, Judge.
There's no need for it.
It always comes up.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it's important to Mr. Bell. I told him I'd bring it up to the court.
Yep, he just has to make contact with the pretrial and have them take it off.
Beautiful. Thank you, Judge.
All righty, thank you.
Oh, he's gone. Can I chat with Gretchen real quick? Ashley or Gretchen?
Yes.
Judge, Mr. Bettis did appear. He's
Okay.
on right now.
The BF?
Yes, Judge. Tochi moved it to the morning very late, so in his defense, he got notice late.
In whose defense? Tochi's defense?
No, Mr. Bettis, Tochi decided to move it up very late.
No problem, mark it confirmed.
Your Honor, this is Brian Kimbrough. Could I confer with with Luis again a little more?
Yes.
Thank you.
Gretchen, is this dismissal ready to go? Oh, she's concerned.
Mr. Funari, do you have an announcement? Mr. Funari, do you have an announcement?
Just give me 5 more minutes and then I'll make an announcement to the court, please.
Oh, that was Ashley. Take your time.
Oh, I thought you said Mr. Funari. Sorry. Okay.
I'm going to take another plea right now. I'm ready to go on Sebastian Delgado. David, you ready? Ms. Sawyers, you ready? Mr. Delgado, go ahead and stay unmuted. Let's go on the record. This is cause number 2021 CR 4497, the state of Texas versus Sebastian Delgado. Attorneys, please make your announcements for the record.
Jody Sawyers for the defense.
Travis Rodriguez for the state of Texas.
Mr. Delgado has executed an agreement to appear by Zoom. Mr. Delgado, go ahead and state your name for the record.
Sebastian Delgado.
On the screen, I have the true bill of indictment that was filed in your case. It alleges the offense of possession of marijuana, 4 ounces, but less than 5 pounds. And I believe we're proceeding on a different charge state.
I don't know, Your Honor. If we have the paperwork before us, I would be happy to fill in.
I do. It's on the screen now. Proceeding on.
Your Honor, the state moves to proceed on the lesser included charge of attempted possession of marijuana in the requisite amount. reducing it to a Class A misdemeanor. Pending any objections.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Delgado, what this means is that prior to the state proceeding on the lesser charge, you were facing a state jail felony. Now, the attempted possession of marijuana, 4 ounces to 5 pounds, is a Class A misdemeanor. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
A Class A misdemeanor is punishable by confinement in the Bexar County Jail for up to 1 year, and also a possible fine of up to $4,000. That is the range of punishment that applies to a Class A misdemeanor. Do you understand the range of punishment?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to a jury trial. You have the right to cross-examine the witnesses against you. You have the right to remain silent. Those are all of your constitutional rights, Mr. Delgado. Do you understand those?
Yes, ma'am.
When you sign this document that I have on the screen, what you're telling me is you want to give up those rights. Is that what you intend to do today?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this your electronic signature down here where it says Sebastian Delgado, defendant? Here.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, ma'am.
If you are not a citizen, I'm still required to tell you that a plea of guilty or no contest to this charge could result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Mr. Delgado, are you satisfied with the representation of your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Sawyers, does your client have a rational and factual understanding of the proceedings against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Has he been able to assist you in the preparation of any defenses?
He has.
In your opinion, is he mentally competent to waive his rights and enter into a plea?
He is.
I will accept the waiver of rights and make it part of the record. Mr. Delgado, on the screen is the plea bargain agreement that you made. I'm going to go over this with you, and then I want you to tell me if this is your understanding of the agreement. It calls for the prosecution to proceed on the lesser included offense of attempted possession of marijuana, 4 ounces, but less than 5 pounds. $800 fine, deferred adjudication for a period of 2 years, a TAP evaluation, 100 hours community service, a moral recognition therapy class, and regular, well, it's either regular or random UA. It's not both. It's okay. I get it. You want him tested, right? Randomly and regularly. It's okay. Sorry. All right. Is that your understanding of the agreement, Mr. Delgado?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Sawyers, is that your understanding?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Echeverria, now that you're back on the record, is that your understanding?
It is, Your Honor.
What is your plea to the charge, Mr. Delgado? Is it guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Are you entering a plea of no contest because you have talked about this matter with your attorney and you believe it's in your best interest to do so?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you doing this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, freely.
Has anyone forced you to enter a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Or offered you anything in exchange for your plea?
No, ma'am.
I will accept your plea of no contest. I do find the plea is voluntarily made, and I will ask the state to tender its proof.
The state offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments pending any objection from Ms. Sawyers.
And I have no objection, Your Honor. We will need to talk with you a little bit more about the conditions that you will assign. If we will have time later, I'd appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely. State's one is admitted. Ms. Sawyers, are you satisfied the state complied with Article 3914 in this case?
I am, Your Honor.
I will sign the discovery acknowledgement and make it part of the record. Give me just a minute, please.
Ashley, I sent you a text message.
Yes.
Let's go back on the record, please. Ms. Sawyers, you wanted to address the court about the conditions.
Yes, Your Honor. The state has agreed for us to go open on the 100 hours of community service, and also to ask that if you do assign 100 or whatever amount you assign, we would ask for him to have permission to be able to buy those out. He has worked hard to gain employment as an electrician, and right now he's in high demand. And so if he's taking off work, he's afraid of losing his job. So he would like permission to be able to buy out of the hours at whatever you assess them.
He can buy them out at $8 per hour. Or, and I recognize he's in high demand, or he can work 4 Saturdays for Bear Gives Back, doing community service Saturday from 8 to 12. You could knock it out in 4 consecutive Saturdays, but it's up to you. Probably you would rather be working than making money. So if you want to work your hours off, you could do Bear Gives Back. If you want to buy them out, it's $8 an hour.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bianca, he could have one of those 2 options. Anything else, Ms. Sawyers?
No, Your Honor, that was just the issue that we wanted to address.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Delgado, this is a plea bargain case, and I did follow your plea bargain agreement. So what that means is you do not have a right to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if you could please go into the breakout room with probation, and they'll get you set up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you. Good to see you, Jody.
Good to see you as well. I'll see you in the morning. I'm going to be in your court.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
I'm sorry, do I just join the breakout room?
My probation officer will send you an invite, yes. Does anyone else need to announce?
Yes, Judge Brandon Lopez here.
Hi, Brandon.
Good morning. On Aaron Elias, we have an agreement. I talked to Luis. I was just asking to be placed on a plea docket in 2 weeks. So I just want to bring my client in and go over a few things and just be prepared.
Sure, we can do that. Let's do it February 9th.
That works, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, you have another one, or is that the only one? Nope, that's the only one.
Well,
That's it. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you.
no problem.
That's the only one. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
What about Marvin Morales? Where are we on that case?
Good morning, Judge. Frank Mackler for Mr. Morales.
Hi, Frank.
Travis and I conferred again. And at this point, Judge, we're going to get you a blood discovery order. But I wanted to ask the court, is there a particular format of the order that you prefer, or is our standard order, will that work?
It's pretty standard. Yeah, just send the standard one.
Okay, we'll get that. And we're also, Judge, just to put it on the court's radar, we were going to file a motion to for bond conditions. Right now, Mr. Morales is on both ignition interlock and the home device.
I know. I know. I remember.
So I mean, it doesn't have to be, of course, now. We'll formally file the motion to amend the bond conditions, but we're going to ask the court that one or the other. Obviously, it's the court's discretion, but essentially to save him $1 a month on one or the other.
So he's on a portable device, or no, he's on ignition interlock and Scram. Is that what I did, or what did I do?
And the portable device. I think he had been on Scram prior, but at least according to Mr. Morales, he now he's got the in-home and he's got the ignition interlock on his vehicle. I think the ignition interlock is
to file a motion, and in the meantime, I'm going to ask his pretrial services officer to send me an update on how he's been doing. That way, when I get your motion, I'll have I could have a more meaningful conversation with you. But I don't recall any recent violations. I don't recall any issues. I'm willing to definitely give it a good look.
okay. Excellent, Judge. We'll do that. We'll get that filed here then this week.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Are we going to stay on the
trial docket? Yeah. Yeah, for April the 25th.
April 25th. Okay. Thank you very much, Judge. And may my client and I be excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
And
Travis,
go ahead.
Travis and Mr. Furnari, just go back to room 2.
Your Honor, could I report on Clarissa Hernandez?
Yes, sir. Mr. Kimbrough.
Yeah, we have an offer that she's accepted, but she's actually at CPS visiting her child right now. So I was wondering if we could do it tomorrow. I've already emailed Mr. Echeverria. Okay.
Yes. And do you want to, you want her to come into the courtroom and use the technology in the courtroom, or she could do it on her phone?
I think she can do it on her phone, but she just can't do it today because she's at a visit with her child. But I think if they send her the paperwork over today, then I'll talk to her about it, take care of it tonight.
Okay, let's do that.
Yes, Judge, I'll get the paperwork over. I just need an email.
Okay. And I'll before I get off, I'll text you the email address. I've got it.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Morning or afternoon, Judge?
Morning.
Okay. So I'll get a invitation, I guess.
Yes, you will, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jojo. Have a good day.
You too. Mr. Funari, is he still conferring? I guess he's still conferring.
What happened on Ojeda?
They're conferring. And James Tochi. So I just have Ojeda and Tochi Pettis.
Judge, I've conferred with Gretchen and Mr. Pettis, and we just would like a day to come back. He's going to come down. We're going to work through his file. There is an offer that's been made, so we're not taking it today. You could just bring us back sometime at the end of February, early March.
Well, if you want the end of February, it's going to be with a visiting judge on a Thursday.
Ooh, who is it?
What does it matter?
What does it matter? It would just be for a plea anyway. If you plead.
Yeah,
It
it's
wouldn't be for sentencing.
Judge Her and Judge Parker will be covering.
Oh, big fan of both of those. Okay, we're good.
I'll give you February 24th.
I thought you were going to say Raymond Angelini, and you can tell him I said that.
No, there's a rule.
I'll tell him I said that.
Yeah, when you guys are at the golf course with David, you know, you guys go golfing together or something.
We do. Okay, and I'm good coming back then. I don't see my client. I don't know if you want me to tell him to leave or.
Yeah, you can go back. His excuse, February 24th.
Awesome. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. So that just leaves Mr. Ojeda.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, no, and Chelsea Bridges. Mr. Funari, what is going on with your case?
Judge, we're going to stay on the trial docket. We're not able to work it out.
No problem. How many trial settings?
I don't know.
Ashley? Let's put it on the CTD April 18th. All righty.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, that's it for me. I think Luis is doing Bridges, so I'll see you this afternoon, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
That's it for me too. I'll see you this afternoon, Judge.
How are you?
I am doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. Well, your accommodations still treating you well? The baby's